Let's talk solo and group travel and which one might be best for you. My qualifications for this topic are that I worked and studied abroad for 7 years, I solo traveled the world for 5 years as a digital nomad, and I was a group trip facilitator for international trips for 14 months. So I have a unique experience in both solo and group trip experiences. Now, I don't think that one is better than the other. I think both ways of travel are super valid, as well as other ways of traveling as well. But let's go ahead and go through the pros and cons of solo and group travel. So the pros of solo travel is that you have freedom to do what you want when you want to do it. You have a greater opportunity to meet people. So I actually find that when I'm by myself, I meet a lot more people than when I'm with, say, friends or family or even just another person. People are just a lot more intimidated joining a group versus like just starting up a conversation with a single person. Next, you learn a lot about yourself. There are things I thought I liked that I realized I didn't like. They were just like good group activities, but I was like, if I'm by myself, I am not doing that. And things that I realized I did really like, but I never wanted to subject other people to doing that. And so when I'm by myself, I can do all the things I like to do, and I don't have to do any of the things I don't want to do. I will say that my intuition also got a lot stronger when I was solo traveling. The next one is enjoying experiences without other people's opinions. I don't know if you've ever gone to the movies by yourself, but it's kind of the same idea. Like, I've noticed that when I'm with someone else, their reactions or their movements or their lack of reaction changes the way that I sometimes feel about a movie. It's the same thing when I travel. Like, their opinions of a place, whether they like something or don't like something, influences me, even though I have my own opinions. But when you have more than one person, your whole experience is going to kind of be meshed together a little bit. And lots of flexibility in the schedule because, again, going up to point one, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want it. The cons to solo traveling is that logistics can be kind of overwhelming because they are all your responsibility. There's no one else there to help you with it. Same thing with splitting costs. If you want to jump in a taxi or do anything like that, everything is on your own. Hotel costs, everything. You don't really get to split anything. There can be unexpected costs, which I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what I was thinking about when I put that up there, but definitely unexpected costs happen when you're traveling. And sometimes you do get lonely. I personally like to be by myself quite a bit, but even then, there are some times where I get lonely and I wish I had a friend or just someone to talk to. Now, I want to clarify, this is not group travel with like your friends or family. This is you going on an organized group trip, like a study abroad, or in my case, doing like digital nomad trips around the world. So pros are you have immediate new friends. People are always afraid of like, oh, I'm going to go by myself. I'm not going to know anyone. What if no one wants to be friends? Like, no. Literally, in the airport, you're going to start making friends. Like, it's literally that fast. 2, you get to share experiences with others. This is probably one of the things I didn't put in the con list for solo traveling, but I've had a lot of really amazing experiences around the world, and I don't really have anyone that I've shared those experiences with. Like, I can't really talk to anyone and be like, hey, remember when that happened, or this funny thing happened, or whatever. Like, they're all things that matter to me, but like, I don't really have a lot of people to talk to about them. Logistics, completely taken care of. You don't have to worry about a single thing. Someone else has organized that. Getting a full experience. By this, I sort of just meant that like, because it is planned and it is organized for a group, they want everyone to get as much out of it as possible. Whereas when I'm solo traveling, I will talk myself out of something, and then maybe I get distracted and I go on and do something else instead of anything else on my to-do list. Things like that. Just because it is a bit more organized, in general, you're just going to get a more fuller experience. And there might be things that they've organized that you didn't even know existed and you may not have ever heard of if you were just solo traveling. And on that same front, most, if not all of your expenses are paid up front because it is an organized trip. They have to go ahead and secure spots and places and things like that. So on trip, there shouldn't be a lot of unexpected costs. Maybe that's what I meant on the solo traveler one for the cons, the unexpected cost of just like things kind of coming up as you go. Whereas here, all the expenses are kind of up front, and outside of like maybe food, you're probably not paying for too many other things. Now, cons are obviously that you may not like everyone. When you don't get to pick who you're traveling with, there's a good possibility you're not going to like everyone. That is just sort of life. Set itinerary. If you are a flexible traveler like me, sometimes a too strict or too set itinerary can be claustrophobic almost, versus having a little bit more like flexibility and freedom into your day-to-day. And then you may not like all the activities, again, because it's kind of pre-organized, preset. A lot of things are pre-planned, and you may not like everything that you go do, but you never know. Sometimes you also discover things that you didn't know that you would like as well. For me personally, I like doing a mix of solo and group travel. I've done both of them pretty extensively, and doing either one of them for a long period of time without kind of like mixing it up. They both start to kind of like wear on me, but in different ways. So I always kind of like to change up the way that I travel. And if you like the idea of joining a group trip, I'm going to be hosting my own trips here really soon. Like I said, I do have a lot of experience in hosting and facilitating and organizing group trips just from my previous work experiences. I'm going to be working with a company called Trova Trip and hosting my own through them. I have a survey up in my Comey bio link. You can go fill that out and tell me like where you'd want to go, what your budget is, like what time of year works really good for you. I'm going to take all of those surveys into consideration when I'm planning out and organizing these trips. I'm going to be launching my first trip here probably in the next month. So go ahead and fill out that survey, give me your email, and you'll be the first one to know as soon as that trip launches. You'll also be on the list for early bird pricing, which is also pretty cool. So the first trip will happen in probably spring 2026, but I'll be launching this month or so and letting you know where that first trip is going to be. As always, thanks for being here, you guys. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and happy travels.